The journey toward a dream does not begin with a grand gesture or a loud proclamation to the world. It begins in the quietest, most private corners of your heart. It starts with a whisper, a persistent nudge that tells you there is more to your existence than the repetitive cycle of waking, working, and sleeping. We often mistake dreams for distant fantasies, something reserved for the lucky few or the exceptionally gifted, but the truth is that a dream is a mandate. It is the blueprint of your potential, etched into your spirit, waiting for the moment you decide to take it seriously. Chasing a dream is not a hobby. It is an act of courage that requires you to step out of the shadows of what if and into the blinding light of what is possible. You must understand that the world is filled with people who have settled for the comfort of the known, people who have traded their passion for a false sense of security. But you are not here to be a spectator in your own life. You are here to be the architect, the dreamer, and the doer. The moment you decide to chase a dream, you are making a pact with yourself to live an authentic life, regardless of the obstacles that may lie ahead. Think about the sheer power of a human being who has a clear vision. When you have a dream, you possess a compass that points toward your true north. Without it, you are merely drifting, buffeted by the winds of other people's expectations and the pressures of societal norms. To chase a dream is to reclaim your agency. It is to say that your time on this earth is too precious to be spent fulfilling someone else's agenda. But let us be honest, the beginning of this chase is often the most terrifying part. It requires you to admit that you want something more, and in doing so, you expose yourself to the possibility of failure. Many people never start because they are waiting for the perfect conditions, the right amount of money, or the approval of their peers. If you wait for the stars to align, you will spend your whole life looking at the sky while your feet remain rooted in the mud of mediocrity. The stars do not align for those who wait, they align for those who move. You must have the audacity to start where you are, with what you have, and trust that the path will reveal itself as you walk it. The initial spark of a dream is like a small flame in a vast, dark forest. At first, it is fragile. It can be extinguished by a single cold wind of criticism, or a sudden downpour of self-doubt. Your job in the early stages of the chase is to protect that flame. You must surround yourself with the kind of fuel that keeps it burning. Knowledge, inspiration, and people who see the vision even when you are struggling to keep it in focus. This is the period of internal transformation. Before you can change your reality, you must change your mindset. You have to stop identifying with your limitations and start identifying with your aspirations. You are not defined by your past mistakes or your current circumstances. You are defined by the heights you are willing to reach for. The chase is as much about who you become in the process as it is about the destination. It is a refinement by fire, a stripping away of the person you thought you were to make room for the person you were always meant to be. The world may tell you to be realistic, but realism is often just a sophisticated word for fear. To be realistic is to accept the world as it is, but to be a dreamer is to envision the world as it could be. History is not written by the realistic, it is written by those who are brave enough to be unrealistic, those who believed in the invisible until it became visible. When you start your chase, do not look for validation from the crowd. The crowd is conditioned to play it safe. They will call you crazy, they will call you obsessive, and they will try to pull you back into the comfort of the average. You must develop a selective deafness to the voices of doubt. Your dream was given to you, not to them. They cannot see your vision because they aren't looking for your eyes. Your only responsibility is to the fire inside you. Every step you take toward your dream is a victory against the gravity of the mundane. It is a declaration of independence from the ordinary. So, breathe in the uncertainty, embrace the fear, and take that first step. The chase has begun, and the only way to lose is to stop running. Once you have left the starting line and the initial adrenaline of inspiration begins to fade, you enter the long, grueling middle of the chase. This is where most dreams go to die. It is the space between the excitement of the start and the glory of the finish. This is the crucible, the place where your resolve is tested and your character is forged. Chasing a dream is not a sprint. It is a marathon through difficult terrain, often in the dark and often alone. You will face setbacks that feel like personal betrayals. You will encounter walls that seem insurmountable and doors that remain stubbornly locked despite your hardest knocks. In these moments, you must realize that the obstacle is not the enemy. The obstacle is the teacher. Every challenge you face is designed to ask you one simple question: how badly do you want this? If the answer is kind of, you will falter. But if the answer is with everything I am, then nothing in heaven or on earth can stop you. Persistence is the quiet, stubborn cousin of passion. While passion provides the spark, Persistence provides the heat that keeps the engine moving through the coldest nights. There will be days when you feel like you are making no progress at all. You will work until your hands are weary and your mind is exhausted, and when you look at the horizon, the dream will still seem just as far away as it was when you started. This is the illusion of the plateau. Just because you cannot see the progress doesn't mean it isn't happening. Beneath the surface, your roots are growing deeper. You are building the strength and the skill set required to handle the dream once you finally catch it. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. They walk away when they are just one more push, one more try, or one more day away from the breakthrough. You must resolve to be the person who stays in the arena. You must be willing to fail, and fail often, because failure is the only way to calibrate your path toward success. In the middle of the chase, your greatest enemy is not the critic on the outside, but the critic on the inside. Self-doubt is a seductive thief. It steals your momentum by whispering that you aren't good enough, that you're an imposter, or that you've wasted your time. When these thoughts arise, and they will, you must counter them with action. Action is the antidote to anxiety. You cannot think your way out of a slump, you have to work your way out of it. When the dream feels heavy, break it down into the smallest possible steps. Do not worry about the 1,000 miles ahead, worry about the next inch. Discipline is what carries you when motivation fails. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. Discipline is a choice. A commitment to show up for your dream even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, and even when the world seems indifferent to your efforts. The chase is won in the mundane moments, the early mornings, the late nights, and the repetitive practice that no one sees and no one cheers for. Moreover, chasing a dream requires a radical level of resilience. You must learn to treat no as a request for more information. You must learn to view a closed door as a redirection to a better path. Resilience is the ability to maintain your enthusiasm in the face of repeated disappointment. It is the capacity to be knocked down 7 times and get up 8, dusting yourself off with a smile because you know that every fall has made you stronger. Think of the giants of industry, the masters of art, and the pioneers of science. None of them had an easy path. They were all tested in the crucible. They all had moments where they were tempted to throw in the towel. What separated them from the rest was their refusal to let their circumstances dictate their destiny. They understood that the price of greatness is paid in the currency of struggle. They didn't just chase their dreams, they pursued them with a relentless, uncompromising ferocity. You must do the same. You must become a force of nature that cannot be ignored. When life throws a challenge at you, you must look it in the eye and say, "Is that all you've got?" Because as long as you are still breathing, the chase is still on. As the chase continues and you begin to see the fruits of your labor, a profound realization begins to dawn. The dream you were chasing was never just about a destination, a title, or a trophy. The dream was a vehicle for your evolution. The true value of chasing a dream lies in the man or woman you have become to achieve it. You have developed a spine of steel, a heart of gold, and a mind that refuses to accept the word impossible. You have learned the value of sacrifice and the beauty of dedication. You have discovered that your limits were merely self-imposed boundaries, and that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. This is the stage of the journey where the dream stops being something you are chasing and starts being something you are living. It becomes integrated into your very identity. You no longer just do the work, you are the work. Your life itself becomes a testament to the power of belief and the necessity of the pursuit. However, catching one dream is often just the prelude to the next. The human spirit is not meant to be static. Once you reach the mountaintop you once thought was the ceiling of the world, you will look out and see even higher peaks on the horizon. This is the beautiful paradox of the dreamer. You must be content with your progress, but never satisfied with your potential. The chase is a lifelong endeavor. It is a commitment to perpetual growth. If you stop chasing, you stop growing, and if you stop growing, you stop truly living. The legacy you leave behind will not be measured by the things you accumulated, but by the paths you blazed and the dreams you dared to pursue. You become a beacon for others who are still standing at the starting line, shivering in the cold of their own fear. By chasing your dream, you give others the unspoken permission to chase theirs. You show them that the impossible is just a dare waiting to be accepted. There is a sacred responsibility that comes with the pursuit of a dream. You owe it to the world to bring your unique vision to life. There are problems that only you can solve, stories that only you can tell, and innovations that only you can conceive. When you shrink your dreams to fit your comfort zone, you are robbing the world of your contribution. The chase is an act of service. It is the highest form of gratitude for the gift of life. To live a life without a dream is to wander through a palace with your eyes closed. But to chase a dream is to turn on the lights, to explore every room, and to claim your inheritance as a creator. Do not let the end of your life be a collection of regrets about the risks you didn't take and the dreams you didn't follow. Let it be a story of a life well lived, a race well run, and a dream that was chased until it was finally gloriously caught. In the final analysis, the chase is everything. It is where the meaning is found. It is where the joy is discovered. It is the source of that deep internal satisfaction that comes from knowing you gave everything you had to something you believed in. So, do not fear the distance between your reality and your dreams. Do not fear the sweat, the tears, or the long hours of solitude. These are the marks of a life of significance. Keep your eyes on the prize, but keep your heart in the journey. Treasure the struggles as much as the successes, for they are the threads that weave the tapestry of your greatness. Stand tall, keep your head high, and never, ever stop running. Your dream is out there, waiting for you to claim it. It is calling your name across the distance, urging you to keep going, to keep pushing, and to keep believing. The world is waiting for your brilliance. The future is waiting for your touch. So go forth with passion, go forth with purpose, and chase the dream until the dream becomes your reality.